Greetings and salutations, my fellow gamers. My name is AFarCryAway, and today on PC we are playing some Modern Warfare Remastered. They've added a few new maps to the game, as well as supply drops with the latest update, and I can assure you nobody fucking asked for supply drops. Well, never say nobody, but, that's a thing now, so there are supply drops. Now, I was kind of expecting to hate it, but the more I was playing, the more I realized that I wasn't being killed by anything that wasn't normally in COD 4, and I wasn't really feeling like the game had changed a whole lot since the initial release. The new maps are very welcome, and they're actually really good. I think they play very well on PC for the most part, but we'll get more into that later with the spawns on them. And then I really do kind of like the cosmetic stuff that they have added. I know a lot of people think it ruins it for them because they just wanted an up-resed COD 4, but I hate to break it to you guys, but if you've been playing COD 4, the original one on PC, and you were playing this Modern Warfare Remastered, it doesn't play anything like COD 4. It's very close, but it's still, it plays nothing like COD 4 on PC did. COD 4 on PC was a very fast game, unlimited frame rate, you could set your FOV to whatever. It felt very much like a Quake kind of styled, like arena game, as it was in that engine, of course. And then there were server browsers with custom server settings, so you could have people running a little bit faster and such, and it was a really cool experience. Hop into Modern Warfare Remastered, and it pretty much plays like the console version of the game does, except for it really does promote the entire camping style of play a lot more. Like, essentially on the COD 4 Remastered, what you want to do on PC, since, mouse aim is so much more laser accurate, is get a gun that will melt people instantly and through anything, camp or move very slowly and aim down sights and wait for them to come to you. That's pretty much the meta. Hopefully your team gets UAVs constantly so you know where they're going to come at you from. You create a funnel and there you go. That's how you win COD 4. Now in the gameplay I'm showing today, I don't really get anywhere near that. I'm trying to play a lot differently than you're supposed to kind of prove a point. I'm trying to run and gun essentially with an MP5. And it kind of goes to show that it's possible on PC, but it's very hard to do. If you're a run and gun player, I would honestly just say stick to the original COD 4 on PC because you're not going to have fun on this game. Now, if you're the kind of person that likes to play very tactically and you like to set claymores and find places to funnel enemies and you know the spawn rotation, then this game is for you because it's going to turn into a very tactical kind of situation. But yeah, that aside, I think the new maps are actually really fun so far. I have not gotten to try Pipeline, but I've tried Block. I've tried the one that's like the square map, I always forget what it's called, and I've tried Crash, the holiday Crash. I haven't tried Wetwork and I haven't tried Pipeline, but those maps are traditionally good, so I don't think they would have screwed them up too badly here, and I've watched Drifters videos on those maps as well, and they look like they're pretty fun to play on. I'm sure snipers are going to absolutely fall in love with Pipeline, because they're ghillie suits and such, and yeah. So I wanted to kind of do like a port report update on COD 4 Remastered. A lot of the problems that people are having with it, technically have not been fixed. And I've learned that if you set the aspect ratio to 4:3, it fixes a lot of issues for people. And then if you also go in there and turn off shadows, then you can play the game at a really buttery smooth 90 FPS. Now the problem is, of course, the game is still locked to 90 FPS, and I really do think Raven Software needs to kind of look into that. They really need to unlock this frame rate, and they really need to add server browsers if they want to increase the longevity of this title. Now what they also need to do is just sell the damn game separately, because if you're going to put in COD points and the whole store thing again and supply drops, then you might as well sell the game for $20 to $15 to $25 separately on Steam, so that way people are more likely to spend the rest of their money on your supply drops in game. And I will tell you, it's I don't know if it's 100% worth it right now to spend money on this game in the supply drop store, but there are some pretty cool things you can unlock. And, for example, you can actually customize your character's appearance now with several, presets you can unlock. Some of the presets you have to get in-game by the supply drops, or you can actually get certain required things, like pieces, to put together, then you can get the operator that you want. For example, what one of them is I think his name, I forget his name all the time. I think it's just Badass Motherfucker. I think his name is Bamf. He's got a beard and stuff. And the way that you can unlock him is by unlocking certain camouflages in the supply drops and such. And then you also want to unlock 2 other operators. And then once you get them in those camos, then it will unlock this guy for you without you having to pay the scrap for him. And the way you get scrap is by scrapping the unwanted or duplicate things that you get out of supply drop. Like, for example, you can scrap a lot of your, like, calling cards and emblems that you don't give a shit about, and that will earn you the scrap, and then you can buy, like, an operator or, like, a camo or whatever you really want with the scrap. Now, it takes a long time to do that, but, you know, if you play the game enough, you will end up getting supply drops pretty fairly often. So how you get, like, a supply drop in this game is you go for the regular one or the rare one. The rare one costs, like, 30 COD points, and the normal is 10. You can earn up to, like, I think 3 per match. I often get, like, 2 COD points a match I play, so I like to save up for the 30 one, and that's what I would recommend you do, because that way you're more often going to get the legendaries and the purples and the blues, and they're going to have more scrap associated with them, so even if you don't like them, you can scrap them and get better stuff. By no means am I trying to, like, justify supply drops in this game. I don't like it that much either. But to be perfectly honest, Modern Warfare Remastered, like I said earlier, plays completely differently than COD 4. And in a lot of ways I don't like it, but if I kind of sit back and look at COD 4 Remastered as like a separate game, like a separate entity, I can kind of get behind the supply drops a little bit more, because it feels like since it's so different, that having that extra little bit of like stuff to keep you going makes it more worth it, because honestly, I didn't really see a lot of motivation to unlock the camos or anything in the game, because I've already done it in COD 4 already, whereas with the supply drops, there's a lot of new stuff in the game now, so it kind of incentivizes me to play it more. And on top of all of this, it does feel like, and I don't know exactly like what the change log is, but it does feel like they've gone in and patched a few things. The game plays a little bit smoother than it did, however, I'm still having a lot of frame rate issues and a lot of connectivity issues. Pretty much since there's not a really large player base on PC, you're often going to be fighting against people with really bad connections, and oftentimes you're just going to lose gunfights to bullshit, and you're going to die, and on your screen you're going to be firing, but on their screen you're not firing. That's going to happen a lot, and that's another thing that really promotes this camper community play, is that you die so quickly, you get melted, so you kind of have to not expose yourself unless you have Juggernaut, and even with Juggernaut you're only going to take one more bullet, so that's only 1 extra millisecond to kind of react to anything. And if they have stopping power, then it all just kind of cancels out anyhow, so that's not fun. So yeah, that's just been my quick update. I really like Winter Crash, it's a lot of fun to play, and if you do get this game, definitely try it out. It's a ton of fun, and it's really hard to take a game like this seriously when there's like Santa Claus dropping like care packages of presents on your face, and people exploding the presents. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be like mad at that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe for more Modern Warfare Remastered if you would like that. And yeah, talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.